So here are some interesting records that I've been selling on Discogs and having a lot of problems with the Discogs community over. This is the first Green Day LP. It's number 22. You can see here, this is the box that I opened that they came in. On the box, you can see there's a date and what I think is a production number. There are all the sealed copies yet to be sold. You can see on the side, someone at either Lookout or Moordam, I presume, wrote LO22 in the number of records that were inside of the box. Then we can come over here. Here is the Kerplunk LP. This has a production number but no date. But you can see 29, 35, 59. And this one is 28, 65, 54. They're not all that far apart number-wise. You can see on the side it says LO 46 and 50, which is the number of records that were in the box. And here's that Lookout record. And there are what's left of the sealed copies. I have a lot less of this one now. This has been the more popular copy. But yeah, anyways, so here it is. You can see it's hard to hold my phone and do this. But here is what the label looks like. There's the insert. There's the label on the other side. Here's what the insert looks like. Both sides of it. That's the Kerplunk. Come over here and look at the Green Day. Sorry, I get in close and it gets weird, but I've only got two hands. Here's the insert. Doesn't have the IRS. Let's see what the labels on this one look like. There's the labels. Both sides. I am fairly confident that these are both 94 pressings. It would make sense that they repressed it in 94 because that is the year that Dookie happened, and why wouldn't Lookout, Larry Livermore, want to capitalize on the release of Dookie and sell some records? Which they did. They sold a ton of them, I believe, and it kept them going for quite a while. I always thought this was Rainbow Records markings on these boxes. I'm not 100% sure about that. It would be awesome if somebody at Rainbow or Lookout confirmed. But yep, I have around 40 of 39 Smooth and probably around 30 of the Green Day. I'm no longer discounting them. I was selling them cheaper because, again, the Lookout community, without there being a written reissue on the record somewhere or some other marking on the runout groove, they just do not want to believe that my date could be correct. They want you to believe that for some reason they dated the date that this box was created. And if so, why didn't they date this box? There's no date mark anywhere. It's just the normal stuff that you see. Not inside, not outside. Not on the back side. Let's see here. There they are. There's all those records. Yeah, no date. There's no date in here. No date on that side. So anyways, that's my story, and it's really frustrating that there's no one moderating. It's entirely, anyone can say they're an expert, and if they can get a handful of people to agree with them, give them positive ratings, then they become an expert. And so these punk rock labels who didn't care about dating are being held to the same standards as major labels who meticulously dated the things that they did. And so there's the problem, and there's a lot of punk rock records that are not put in the proper places for the same reason that I can't call this a 94 pressing. And I don't know what can be done about that. I think you should have to have some kind of qualification. I think like maybe only somebody who was a Lookout employee. I was a temp worker at Lookout, seasonal. I worked there a few times, that was it. I can't really call myself a bona fide Lookout employee. But somebody at Lookout, somebody at Rainbow, or another pressing plant that these punk rock record labels used, they can call themselves experts. But just some random kid on Discogs who has a copy of a record or a photograph of a record and says this or that about it, and says without there being written proof on the records themselves that it has to go in the unknown category, then that's what we're stuck with. And pro tip on Discogs, always go to the unknown, because oftentimes the unknown category has original 60s records, original 70s records, original 80s records that are listed as unknown because some editor decided that it couldn't have a date, and that's the way it is. So if you want these records, they're on Discogs as I speak, and get them while they last, because they are going fast despite the Discogs editors giving me hell. Alright, look at this mess. That's mostly records.